007 Commanders. Commander Wyl Fearion here. Welcome back to the Galactic Vibes. We're going to talk about the vibes in the community that I have seen with my own community and even outside communities that everybody seems kind of happy. A lot of happy folks. I'm sure there's some that aren't happy, but mostly it's a lot of happy. What are we happy about? Well, we're happy about Panther Clipper. It's been released for ARCs. You can check it out on the store, either through in-game means, or you can go to their website, Frontier or EliteDangerous.com. There's more details available on the site. I'm not going to really get deep into that today. The other really super exciting thing, besides the fact that we got a Panther Clipper that can hold about what's that number? I keep getting it wrong. I know somebody will tell me. It's 1238 if you take out pretty much everything basically, and just fly it with no shield. That's what this ship is here in front of you, and that's what we're rolling with today. We are also getting a spanking new. Now, I was wrong about this one, guys. They subverted me. They did put in a new community goal, which is a deliveries of cargo to a station in Minerva. And you can also get the details of that in-game, in stations, in your Galnet news. You join the event. You can also collect 10 times the market value for all of the commodities that you deliver. So check it out, guys. You can check it out here on the side panel in the Galnet news, right? And it'll tell you what you need to know. And then there it is there. And you can also, like I said, once you get set up and you join, you go there, you go to the starport services. You can actually do this pretty much anywhere, but you have to turn in everything at the end in Minerva. But to sign up, you literally only have to do it here, and you can go right here, and then it'll show you what's going on, the progress. I'm already signed up, but otherwise there'd be a sign up button down there on the right. And you can see I'm already in the top 50%, guys. You can do this in any ship. You don't need a Panther Clipper, and all you got to do is get into the top 75 to collect the rewards, multiple 5 and 6 cargo racks that are pre-engineered. So just keep that in mind whilst you're doing it. Good luck to you, commanders. This is a 4-week event, so you will be able to get involved as much as you want to. If you just want to turn in one commodity, do it. If you want to turn in thousands, do it. Do what you got to do. I don't think it's too hard right now, at least, to get into the top 75. Class 5 ups your cargo for that rack to 43, and a Class 6 that ups it to 86. Now, if you get a wild hair and you really want more cargo storage, which I've seen mentioned, it's actually a really good idea. These cargo racks can go in any ship, so it helps out the people that don't want or have a cutter, but they still want more cargo space. These should help out with that. Plus, you can also put them in the Panther Clipper, and then you can also gain more storage that way. So if you get into the top 75%, then you can get 2 of those each. 2 6s and 2 5s. And you will have more cargo than you can shake a stick at. It's roughly 1/3 extra amount of cargo in each of those pre-engineered cargo racks. Everybody seems to be pretty okay with that. Love more storage. You can never go wrong there. The other suggestion I highly recommend for you, no matter who you are, is you might want to do this event in solo. There's obviously going to be a lot of cargo people coming in and out, and then that will attract pirates, humankind, the actual human, IRL humankind, and they will be more than happy to take your ship out. If you're in a Panther Clipper, you could be anywhere. You could be anywhere from 17 million rebuy to much more, probably into the 30 or 40 million. Also, if you're in a power, you might be able to get away with lower rebuy depending on what faction you're aligned to. I don't know which faction's in control here, but it's not the one I'm aligned to, so I got to be careful. Got to keep my eyes open. Do it in solo. You'll be fine. Another thing with the Panther Clipper, just FYI, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it has a similar problem to other large ships, especially if you use an auto dock and auto launch and auto dock. The AI can at times push you into the side of the station, so be watchful of that, especially if you don't have any shields. Obviously, you can check out a build. I'll put a build link to my build in the description below the video so you can check it out. You know, recommendations as to what you should buy. I'd say if you've got a lot of materials, or if you have parts laying around from other ships that you can just, you know, because you may want to just take your older ships and convert the Panther Clipper. There might be a few things that you have to engineer to get them upright, or you might be able to go with lower versions, you know, smaller power plant, stuff like that, and derated things and all that. If you have all those parts laying around, it's way more recommended, if you're going to purchase the ship, purchase the standard version. The stellar version, the way it's set up in my mind, it's kind of set up for like AFK. It's not really set up for mining as much in my mind, because it's set up for like, there's a ship called an AFK build, which is typically a T10 with a bunch of weapons on it, and you stick it in a low res system, and then you just kind of, you know, shut off the engines and let it sit there, and you can use your handy dandy new point defense. There is new point defense that we received from the last community goal. So if you did the last community goal, you have either one or two of those pre-engineered point defense that may work out well for you. I don't use point defense typically on my cargo ship, but I would love to use it on an AFK ship. So that's what I feel like the other version is really about. The stellar version is really about, it's got a lot of weapons on it for a cargo ship. That's not something I would put on a cargo ship. If you try to downsize your power supply, 6 seems to be about the one that'll be okay, as long as you run it cool, because otherwise this thing will overheat fairly easily. When you're going into super cruise, it tends to want to heat up. So if you run a colder power plant, then you can avoid getting those issues. I ended up using a 7, and I made it low emissions and thermal spread, and it runs beautifully. The 8 may run fine too, but I wanted to lighten her up a little bit. I think I get about a 42-ish jump range on it, so that's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. The other thing I wanted to mention about, I guess I can move my ship around. Speculation time, boys and girls. If you come up here, you look at this bad girl right here. You see a lot of people, some people don't like the fact that this open, you know, there's an open top here, kind of, and then inside it's harder to see with the black paint. But basically that is what I believe the Mk II style cargo rack, and it's almost as if you remove that cargo, you could put something else in. So there may be a point, so it's like a pickup truck, right? There may be a point where you can actually take that rack out and put something else in there. Who knows? Maybe they'll make it in, you can make it into a tow truck, and they can put a little tow hook on there or something. I think that the way that this is set up, this could be, you know, maybe it doesn't do it now, but in the future, it could very well be, you know, something that can be removed. As you can see, it's got a giant door on the back there. And maybe at some point you could just literally like load and unload crates into a, you know, stack them or do whatever. This is very stackable, and you could technically stack multiple of these on top of each other, and maybe then you can pick them up and unload them, or something like that. Just a speculation. And just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, they did tease another new ship. And we're going to get into that tomorrow, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, which is -7 GMT for those of you across the pond. We're going to probably talk about that new ship, what it might be, tomorrow on the live stream. We do a live stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain, and you are welcome to join me. If you have any ideas, comments, or complaints about the Panther Clipper, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will talk to you guys next time.